Hey coin collectors, this is DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the 1973 United States nickel, the Jefferson nickel, with Jefferson facing to the left. In God we trust in front of him, Liberty, a star, 1973, and a D behind this one, and that's for the Denver Mint. And you can see that star on many of your coins that are a little bit worn out. You won't be able to see that star. I'll show you this one from 1967. Chippy little star, it's not quite as bright. And then I'll show you one from the first year they ever made these, 1938. So there's a 1938 Jefferson nickel, and that's a star there also. The Jefferson nickel from 1938 to 1973 did not change at all except for one thing. You notice the 1938 Jefferson nickel, if we look way down here where the initials are for the engraver Felix Schlag, they don't have any. Those didn't come until 1967, I believe. And so right down here, if you look at the bottom of this one, you'll see the initials of the engraver, Felix Schlag, FS, down here. At the Denver Mint, they made $261.5 million, and there are some that are very, very valuable, as much as $2,500. So PCGS, a professional coin grading service, has graded 4 Mint State 67 full steps from the Denver Mint that are worth $2,500. Now, what is a full steps? Well, we go on to the back, we look right here, and we magnify it up and tip it a little bit. And if it has full steps, there should be 5 of these that go all the way across. And you see there's a big dent in there. That means that this one won't be a full steps version. And if it's not a full steps version, it's going to be hard to get much money from it unless there's some other special look to it. So this coin will probably be worth $1 or less. Even at a Mint State 65 full steps, you'd only be talking about $18. You see it says E pluribus unum at the top, Monticello here, 5 cents, and then down at the bottom, it says United States of America. And we have some great coloring in here. And if this coin was in a little bit better shape, this could be very valuable because people love this coloring, or this patina as they call it, that comes up on these coins. At the Philadelphia Mint, there's no mint mark there. And so you see where they put the D for Denver. And a lot of these Ds are in at different angles. That usually doesn't change the value of them at all. In fact, see, this one right here has a dent in it because the mint mark is struck differently than the rest of the coin. And when they struck this mint mark, they dented the coin. You see that little dent there. But on the Philadelphia coin, no dent because no mint mark. And at Philadelphia, they made $384.4 million. So between the two mints, about $620 million. At the Philadelphia Mint, we also have some very expensive coins from 1973, but they have to be in incredibly good shape. So they have to have the full steps, and we'll turn this on there, turn it on its back, and we see this one doesn't have the full steps either. At Philadelphia, for a full steps Mint State 67, we could be talking about as much as $2,750. PCGS, a professional coin grading service, has graded 8 of those, and there probably are more out there. You probably would have to, it's going to have to be one that hasn't been circulated at all, and it's probably going to be in a mint set, or a special one that somebody saved out, somebody has saved out for the last 50 years. They also made these at the San Francisco Mint. And I don't have the 1973 San Francisco Mint coin, but I do have the 1938, the first year they ever made them, San Francisco Mint coin. And here it is right here, 1938. But in 1938, the San Francisco Mint was just a regular business strike mint, not a proof set or a proof coin mint. And there's 1930, there's the S, because in 1938 it wasn't on the front, it was on the back. But if you do get a proof coin, there'll be an S right down here, and it'll look way more polished than this and bright and shiny. They only came in the proof sets. Sometimes people break them out of the proof sets, and you may be able to get one for a couple dollars. The best 1973 proof set coin is a proof 70. That goes for as much as $4,250. PCGS has graded 10 of those, and people for some reason love collecting the Proof 70 1973 Jefferson nickel. If it goes down just one grade though to a Proof 69, the nickel's only worth about $15. So No money, not a lot of money for the proof coins, except if you get the best one ever. And of course, that one will come with the full steps. Now, we talked about the 1938 nickel, the first year they made these Jefferson nickels. And they also made another nickel that year, and that is they made the Buffalo nickels that year. And so there's the Indian chief on the front. You see the 1938. You see the Liberty here rather than behind the chief. And if we flip it over, we see that it says United States of America, e pluribus unum, right here, and then 5 cents at the bottom. And this is a Denver Mint coin. You can see the D at the bottom of this one. Notice it does not have In God We Trust, because that was not put on the coins until 1938 when we came out with this Jefferson nickel. So In God We Trust has not always been on American coins. In fact, it wasn't for over 100 years. It's more of a recent addition to these coins. These two coins, it also shares something else in that they were put out in the same year. The U.S. Mint does not change coins mid-year almost ever, but they still had some of the 1938 planchets available, and so they kept them and stamped out the rest of the material they had on the 1938 Buffalo nickels. And of course, you call it the Buffalo nickel because of the buffalo on the back. All right, let's get back to our coins, our 1973 coins. Of course, the U.S. is not the only country that makes a nickel in North America. The Canadians make a nickel also, and this is a 1972 Canadian nickel with Queen Elizabeth II on it, wearing the tiara. And then we see that if we tip this on the back, it has this great beaver on the back, just chewing on some wood. You see 5 cents at the top, 2 maple leaves, the symbols of Canada, then a Canada 1972, and of course the 1973 will look exactly the same as this, except it'll have a 1973 on it. All right, so that's what we have today for the 1973 Jefferson nickels. There are some out there that are valuable, but there aren't many. If you get one of these and you get it in this kind of shape, and you get the steps on the back, that's when you're going to be talking value. There are some error coins out there too. There is a nickel that was struck on a penny planchet. So essentially what happened was they had some penny material at the mint that the nickel die struck on top of. And so it's this image, Jefferson, on top of this kind of coin. So you might find one of those once in a great while. They're worth between $500 and $1,000, but it's going to be a 3.2 gram coin instead of the 5 gram nickel, and it's going to be this kind of brown instead of the nickel color. You'll be able to tell it immediately if you put it next to a penny or a regular nickel, because it'll weigh the same as a penny, but it'll have the nickel image on it, but it'll be brown like a penny. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coinwell International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.